I felt that like that was my fault. Like when you couldn't find ammo as a friend and customer, I was.
How dare you not control the international ammo price?
I thought it was my fault.
I know things get throttled on Instagram big time.
The reach is harder.
I'm sure it is.
It's hard, and especially because my name has the word gun in it.
It has a little smiley face.
In case you
we just want to say thank you to Kel-Tec for sponsoring our match, which we're going to talk about in a little bit.
So what's the main difference between multi-gun and 3-gun?
Okay, let me explain the difference. So
yeah, because I'm clueless. What's going on and how are you? My name is Will Mead and welcome to Shark Coast Tactical Podcast, episode 14. I am here with special guests, Adam and Brian Seidel, the brothers Seidel from Florida Multigun. I'm also here with my homies, Omar Eisen.
Hello.
Luke Andrews.
What up?
And the amazing Dean Carroll.
Always amazing.
Always amazing. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
It was difficult to get you on.
We're well sought after.
Sorry about that.
Absolutely. No, it was good. It was. So I think podcast episode 1, we talked about a couple of unique clients of ours who buy the best stuff ever and constantly break it. And we were referring to Adam and Brian.
That's very much us, yeah. 100%.
We've known Adam and Brian for, 13 years. Brian actually rented the first little Shark Coast location back in 2012. I was having a really hard time finding a location. I was actually looking in a pretty bad part of town, and the deal fell through, and it turned out to be a complete hustle. And somebody gave me Brian's number and said, "This is the dude to find you property." And I contacted him, and he got me into a shop very quickly and at a price that I could afford, which is great. He's also a real estate agent. And then over the years, Adam came along too for getting different things inside of our shop, and we became friends, and we got him here on the podcast.
Finally.
You've
been begging me.
I've been begging you.
Hopefully
please.
that check clears.
Exactly.
Guess we'll see.
I got a little bit of money.
We know it.
So tell us your background. Like, and either one of you can start. You guys have basically been involved in the shooting community in Sarasota, Florida, and the greater Florida area. I mean, longer than anybody that I know. Like, you guys were the first people I knew who was ever moving and shooting. I think you mentioned that you guys got the Magpul video from back in the day on VHS, and you watched it and got into it.
Yeah, Magpul
Dynamics.
Yeah, super
Travis
cool.
Haley, Chris Costa.
Absolutely.
Shout out to the legends.
How far back do you want me to go? Like, I was born at Sarasota Memorial, like room 212. Like,
no, and I mean, like, how did you guys get into shooting and kind of just go from there?
I guess it started with the father years ago.
Absolutely. When we were little.
Yeah.
Gun safety, taking us to Knight's Trail.
Like Barry,
the Big B.
The man.
He took us down there with a Rossi 22 pump.
Yep.
And he said, we're going to learn the basics of firearm safety. We were both probably 10, 11 years old at the time.
Yeah,
interesting.
And he's like, this is very important, as if you have children, you want to pass on the knowledge, but these are tools, these are defensive tools that are meant to kill and can kill if in the wrong hands. Learning to shoot with dad was a really cool experience. But I would say most of our kind of firearms history came from a combination of the History Channel and video games.
Nice.
Okay. Omar can relate to that.
And it just, you're a kid growing up, and there's a bunch of different available things to you on the television at night, right? Speed Channel, World Rally Championship, and a lot of World War II history. I really enjoyed that, and so I always kind of wanted to follow that path. And Adam was an avid gamer, and later in life, kind of college age, he had reached out to me. I'd acquired a couple random firearms, things that rappers had recommended, of course. I think that's where we all start. And he called me on the phone one day, and he's in Orlando, and I think I was here, and he's like, do you want an AR-15? And I was like, I would love an AR-15. And he's like, well, why don't you come to Orlando? And we went to an indoor gun range on OBT.
Oh, yeah.
What's OBT?
Orange Blossom Trail.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
Nice part of town.
He hooked me up. He put a PWS tri-port muzzle brake on my gun, and we shot indoors, and I think it kind of just took off from there. It was a wild experience I'll never forget, a fantastic weekend. And I can speak personally, you know, I've just followed the advice of my brother with all of my gun purchases and my understanding of modern weaponry. I assumed that he had done his research because he always has. And so he's led me to a wide variety of conclusions, and he's never misled me in understanding technology. He was way ahead on this mid-length gas thing. I think a lot of people were still kind of trying to figure out what to do with the guns. He was at 13.7 mid-length way before I'd seen it popular with anyone else. We were doing that, which was pretty cool. And he was like, hey, check this out. You can shorten this. You know, you give it to Rick at GCP, he'll cut it. It still runs great. We put these Geisley buffers and springs in the back. And the next thing you know, you have these like unbeatable products, and boom, it becomes commercialized. So he's always been ahead of the cut with everything that we've kind of touched. That's been one of the most recent iterations, but it goes back forever. So he would say to me, hey, he'd send me an email and he'd be like, I want you to buy this. And I'm like, okay, I never really thought about it. I would just buy it. And I don't think there's been one purchase that's let me down. We've tested and tried everything. I think to your point, you know, what do we like to do? We like to get the product out there, and we like to push the product. Right. And I think you need to run these tools, and you need to find the weak parts, and you need to break them, and then you need to replace them with stronger parts, and then you need to keep running them. So we love to do that. That's what we do. It is our hobby, our passion. But this is the man right here.
Hell yeah.
When it comes to thought process, when it comes to development, I'm just the guy that goes with him to the range and sweats. You know,
but he doesn't paint his guns.
He won't. I painted one gun.
I never will.
Painted one gun.
But I notice your gear is all painted, and Adam's is not.
I have like a Charlie Kelly-esque obsession with spray paint. I mean, it's not quite to the point where it's like on my face and I'm naked in the driveway, but it's close.
You're getting there.
I am naked in the backyard. Like, get your 15 minutes, paint your guns. I find them to be, you know, engineering marvels, right? Like, I think this is like an engineering masterpiece to me. So if I can take it and build it to my specs, and then I can paint it in a manner, this is my canvas and the spray paint and my tools, my various grandma drawer liners and my sponges that I collect from all over the world. Those are my brushes, you know.
Sponges from all over the world?
I get sponges from everywhere. I'm a big sponge enthusiast.
Perhaps you can paint Luke's Ruger he brought for show and tell.
Is it a P90?
I'd paint that for you, Luke.
It's a P90. I'd be honored.
Yeah, I'm going to be naked when I do it.
He'd still be honored. I'd still be honored.
Yeah, I mean, I offer to paint all my friends' guns for free. That's just part of the deal, but it does come with the nudity, and they don't have to see that. But it does come with that.
All jokes aside, he's actually very good at painting. The first few iterations that
but you don't let him paint your guns.
Fuck no.
All right.
Stay 500 feet away, man.
I painted two.
He did.
The PWS got painted. You never see that out because he's embarrassed of it. Yeah. And then I painted a shotgun that I bought him for like a holiday once.
That's the rental.
So, yeah, we blew the front sight off it within like, I don't know, 10 rounds.
Yeah.
And then
Nate fixed it.
We had to fix it. And I don't know. Look, you got to have Gorilla Tape, and you got to have the mindset that you're going to go out and you're going to break this stuff. I mean, it is going to break, right? So it's like, what is going to break, and let's fix it now so that we don't have it break when we really need it. Because these are tools.
Yeah, tools. I agree.
You know, but let's get out and let's run them. And if you want to paint your guns naked in your yard, I highly encourage you to do that, so long as it's within the confines of your space.
Does your wife know you're painting naked in the backyard?
Oh yeah.
I mean, one of the first gifts I ever gave her was a picture of me standing naked out on my porch with a Noveski M4 over my that was painted. And I had lost a shooting competition to my dear friend Matt Weeks, and that's what we do. We send compromising pictures to each other if we lose. So, I framed that, and it's in her office still. So yeah, she's very proud of that. She completely gets it.
She's well aware.
Okay.
Yeah.
It adds to the fun, you know, really. I mean, you
guys don't paint your guns?
Naked. I mean,
how many painted guns do we have? Dean, are you a painter?
No, I have no painted guns.
We have a Cerakote facility. They'll paint our stuff.
Yeah, we have that too. Yeah, sitting at home. We can't. You gotta just paint it naked. Will
Cerakote is great. How about are we a painted gun enthusiast? Have we done that yet?
I have not done it yet.
Okay.
I've refinished a gun.
Be doing my
fully
first one
clothed.
next Saturday.
Look at that.
All right, we got
Oh,
one.
Look at
stepping
that. Make
in.
sure
Didn't
all
take
the
long.
clothes are off.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll
Absorb
be
the
doing it with my
vitamin D.
buddies, so I'll have to discuss that with him. But I'm
Just
sure
wear
I'll be
like
fine with it.
Just, it's fine. It's fine.
It's not gay if it's gun related, right?
No, I mean that's
That's an awesome saying. It's not gay if it's gun related.
you are ready for 3-gun, man. That is how you think.
Don't look each other in the eyes.
Especially in Florida, we are well known for loving each other.
Oh yeah.
Loving each other.
No.
Yes.
Very proud.
Yeah,
We're very proud.
I just finished my build. I'm ready to paint.
Oh, he's ready to paint.
Yeah, I love it. Use sponges.
Sponges.
We'll do.
You want me
Do
to bring
they have
you?
to be from around the world, or is that more of an optional thing?
So I
Local's
mean,
fine.
look, you know, wherever you feel like you want to get a sponge from, get a sponge. I like the craft stores. I think they have cool, different like sponge technology available to you, right?
Sponge technology.
And then there's decent sponge technology at the Publixes and the Walmart. But like Granny, you know, one of your like weird aunts, her garage, there's a ton of sponge technology there.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. Step into the realm. Just remember to tape off the optics. Like
I think I'll be fine without.
yeah,
that.
just remember, and like especially if it's an LPVO, the up down arrows and other things, and we can look at this gun on the floor as a great indication
Oh,
of
please.
like why we would want to do that.
When you paint over the zoom and the adjustments, it's a little hard to zero.
Okay, so this is you know, big thank you. I'm going to turn this way, and I'm not pointing it at our camera guy. And we have a chamber flag in, and it's on safe, and this safety side even has a little smiley face.
In case you
We just
forget.
want to say thank you to Keltec for sponsoring our match, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. So came to Shark Coast, and Will, as always, was able to quickly hook me up with the RDB, the 5.56 version of their legendary Halo gun, the RFB, which my brother loves to ruin my hearing with at least once a year.
Love it.
And so, of course, Adam handed this to me on like a Wednesday night. He's like, okay, you bought the gun, great, awesome. And then Thursday morning, I think I took a couple hours and got naked and painted it. So here it is. Really enjoy it. Looking forward to shooting it in the major and performing very poorly, as I always do.
So what's the story of Multigun? So you guys are part of a thing called Florida Multigun, which is one of the reasons why we have you here. If we knew you were so entertaining, I would have fucking got you here a couple months ago.
You had to pay the fee, man.
Just let me know where to send the check.
So basically, we were doing Manatee 3-gun, and we had about 19 people. I was not the match director at the time. It was a guy named Marty, him, and Todd Newby. And they did a really good job. It was a great introduction. I did that for about, my timeline's messed up, but probably 6-7 years. And
Oh, fuck, 6-7 years?
Wow.
You
Oh,
guys
yeah.
were doing Manatee, you were doing 3?
Do you want to tell him like kind of the story of take it one step back and tell him kind of how you got there?
you want to take it back?
Yeah, take it back.
I don't know what we were talking about.
So
Let's take it back. Come on, take it back.
we're going to take it back, okay?
Hell
Take
yeah.
it back.
So Adam and I have been shooting, doing whatever, but you know, we had all this gear. We love Travis and Chris. We're doing Magpul Dynamics in his living room on Friday and Saturday nights with the shotguns and the ARs and the pistols. And we're like, man, we really need to get belted and get out there and start running around and get sweaty and shoot at some stuff. Like, this is amazing. And Derek Dumont, a dear friend who's now like I guess like a professional 3-gunner.
He works for Phoenix Trinity.
I mean, it's like amazing person. Hit me up on like a Wednesday afternoon, and he's like, hey, I'm going to a shooting competition on Saturday, and you're going to go with me. And I was like, okay, I've never done that before. I've been shooting since I'm 11, right? I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I'm like, I have this AR that I got for my 30th birthday. I called you, actually, which is funny enough. And I was like, I need a Glock 19. And you were like, I have a Glock 19. Come buy it. So great. Showed up, and I brought my Mossberg 500 pump with my little kangaroo to hold my shells. And I got served the biggest piece of humble pie. There's no way to describe the feeling of being, you know, a lifetime firearms enthusiast. I'm a History Channel guy. I've been shooting with my brother my whole life, and getting dead ass last place, getting the shit kicked out of me.
Oh, wow.
Like, I'm physically exhausted. Not only the gun wasn't zeroed, I didn't know that the little hashes in the ACOG weren't like already. No, it's not 300 yards to 3. Like, I don't know. It's like in Call of Duty, that works every time. So perplexed. Couldn't hit anything with the handgun. It was a mess. And like, I never reloaded a shotgun other than in the living room in like perfect conditions when I'm not stressed out.
Right.
And I left that match and I went home and I peed tangerine, like the color of this flag, because I was so dehydrated, hadn't eaten any food. And I'm like, damn, I'm never going to go without doing this. And so I hit him up immediately. And I was like, the next one's next weekend. You're coming. And so over the course of the week, because sometimes it's tough to get him to do stuff,
I said no.
Derek and I badgered him until we got his ass to come to the next one, which was the next Saturday. And then he was hooked immediately.
Hooked.
And it just kind of took off.
Hooked. And had
from
the
there.
same scenario. I had an ACOG that was on the front rail. So, you know, with a 1.5 inch
All the way.
eye relief, you weren't seeing that thing at all. And I mean, it was just terrible. But I was hooked.
Okay.
And
Hooked.
I missed everything. I got last place. I didn't bring food. I didn't bring water. I only drank Red Bull.
Yeah.
And I was still hooked. Like, I went home, my butt was beat. I peed Tangerine too. And I was like, I love this.
Yeah, it feels like the greatest experience ever after you shoot your first match.
Nothing like it.
Yeah, that's
it's
why I
so
want Omar
cool.
to go out. You got to shoot the first.
Got to, Omar.
You got to just
You're
step
perfect
in.
for it.
It's like the community, I think, was the part that I had this guy, Al Ailes. Remember Al? He was like such an OG. And Barry and Todd and Marty and this like great group of people. This guy named, what was that? Paul
Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah.
It was odd.
The
He was like super
politician.
nice. He always had on suspenders. He's a cool dude. And he let me shoot some crazy gun. I couldn't hit anything with it, but they were so helpful and kind. And it was all about being safe and being better. And it's like, it's not against your friends. You're against that little blue box that goes beep. Like, how quickly can you solve the puzzle in a safe manner? Like, how are you going to be able to think your way through these linear math equations that you solve with 3 different firearms? And I was hooked immediately. I'm like, oh my God, I found my people. Like, my dad had always said that you would get to a place in your life where you had finally achieved this balance of real friends. And that was where I met my real friends, was at Multigun. Like, those are the people that were at my wedding. Those
But
are
this is
my multi-gunners.
this is 3-gun first, right?
So multi-gun and 3-gun are kind
Same
of
thing?
the same thing, right? We always looked at multi-gun more as the higher level. 3-gun was more basic, like the stages were laid out. They were like very much just kind of in front of you. Multi-gun was like that next tier in my mind, but they're very much interchangeable words.
So there's a 3-gun match at Manatee Gun and Archery for 6 years, and then it
20.
For about 20 years. Yeah.
They put it on for 20 years. Wow. And they were getting up there, and it's a lot.
It's used a lot, dude.
have
What do you
to
mean
set
it's a
up-
lot?
You have to set up the stages.
You got to
have
build the
design them.
stages. Yeah, it's crazy.
There's a lot of work behind the scenes with it, and I think a lot of people don't realize that because they just show up and shoot, and it's like, cool, great, and then they go home. Well, when you're running it, it's completely different. And I think they were getting burnt out on it, and in a lot of ways, it's kind of like a thankless job back then. So where his distinction between 3-gun and multi-gun really comes in is during that time, there was, for a short period of time, something called Manatee Multigun,
Okay.
which was run by Alex Barrow and
Robert
Robert
Hanchy,
Hanchy,
Simon,
and
Derek.
Derek and a couple other guys. And that was like a harder version of Manatee 3-gun. It was really hard.
Oh,
Especially when you're going from, 8 pieces of steel and a couple papers, real simple, to like complicated. They call them thinker stages. You have to remember where stuff is because you can pass it and you'll miss it and you go back, your time's ruined. So that's kind of where the distinction in the name came from. And then Manatee Multigun had problems. They were only around for maybe a year, but it's stuck in everyone's memory.
Okay.
high level.
Everybody that's done it,
High level. The highest level.
everyone remembers it.
Yeah.
And we, as one day at 3-gun, as we're checking in, Marty says to us, "This is the last match. This is it. We're done."
Wow.
And no warning. And we were starting to get more involved. Like, we would go religiously. Like, I was always there. And
True.
he kind of just like dropped it and was like, someone else take over, which I understand. So out of the crowd, our friend Shine Taylor, who's a customer,
Shout out Shine Taylor.
he came and stepped to the plate,
Okay.
and he took over Manatee 3-gun.
Like on the spot. That's like a huge thing to just be like, I'll do it.
I felt
It's like a Leviathan.
like outgunned. I didn't feel like I was ready to do it,
That
but
was
he
big.
took it over.
It was really big of him.
So for about a year, he designed all the stages, but he had like a young kid. So he was like, I'm running out of time to do this full time. And he's like, I really want to pass it off after a year. And I was like, I guess I'll take it over.
No better person to do it, by the way.
But
no better person.
What I realized is it needed something new.
Okay.
It needed a rebrand. It needed a logo. It needed a way to remember it. So out of that came Florida Multigun.
Yeah.
And what we found was there was a big gap between the people that were insanely good, like Max Michael on that 6-hour pistol and stuff like that, and people like me. If someone like that shows up, you almost get like totally intimidated because they're so much better than me.
It's crazy.
So we found that there was a big need.
People like that show up.
Oh,
People
yeah.
who are really good.
They do now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like I want Lena Michalik to come to the
Lena's the
major.
world champ. She's amazing.
We got Jeremy Leitner. He's from Team Navy. We got Joe Easter, who was just on the Team World.
Oh, my gosh. Joe Easter. Have my babies.
We got we've got I don't want to get too ahead of myself here, but like we've got like Rihanna, we've got girls that come out to the match that kick butt.
You mean the singer?
I thought that too
Yeah.
initially,
It really is.
but she doesn't have children with ASAP Rocky.
I don't know what that is.
That's who Rihanna's.
Rihanna's father of her children is ASAP Rocky.
His name is ASAP?
Yeah.
He's a rapper.
Like ASAP?
It's spelled with a dollar sign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't forget the dollars.
ASAP Rocky. He's
Yeah, I don't know that. I'm sorry.
You should check. Let's check that out together one day.
So
Right after we paid.
basically we took what was there and we built a very powerful website that's full of information.
Oh, okay.
A lot of
What's the
beginner
website?
FloridaMultigun.com.
Oh, perfect.
And it's fantastic. It's got all the match dates. It's got videos that are funny. It's got serious videos, but it's got a lot of information too for people that have never done it. And a lot of people come out there and have a lot of questions. And we encourage people to come. We're like, come on out, ask your questions, because we all had them at one point too. And like how his experience with Paul Ryan was, we thought he was the politician, so we were all kind of pissed off. But it wasn't.
He wasn't but he had suspenders.
He kind of instilled in us that the people that don't know need to know.
Right.
So you should be nice to them and
right.
accepting and teach them
Knowledge transfer.
how to shoot and teach them it's okay to mess up. And like, okay, you're going to get last place, but did you have a good time?
Are you safe?
And are you safe?
Right.
And so there's a lot of missing information for newbies. And I've found that Florida Multigun has kind of attracted a lot of newbies who have actually become very good at shooting.
Very good.
Because they come and it's a great community, it's a lot of fun, but it's also super safe. We're very strict about safety. If you mess up or something, you go home. You do it. You do it a couple
What
times.
do you mean?
Like if you ND
Negligent discharge.
negligent discharge,
Game over.
you go home. You
Break
do it
the
twice,
180?
you probably can't come back. Like
There's
we'll have
rules,
we'll
yeah.
have people go out there and they'll put both fingers in the trigger guard.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
it is kind of it is a laughing matter, but it's also like you just don't know, man. Like you got to think about it. The vast majority of firearms owners don't really shoot their stuff. It's just the truth, right? And like I'm all for everybody owning whatever they want. You do you, but most people don't. They shoot some TikToks at the indoor range, right? They make the butts jiggle with the 12 gauges. And then they come out to 3-gun for the
What?
first time, and there's 12 guys.
What is shoot the TikToks?
Well, because people go to
the app.
the indoor range, and they bring their brand new gun that they brought from Shark Coast Tactical here at 2819 Bee Ridge Road. Not a plug. We're just here physically. And they go indoors, and they give it to their girlfriend who's wearing yoga pants, and they film a vertical video from the backside, and she shoots the gun, and the butt jiggles.
I've never seen those videos.
And they go and they put the video, and they're like, I shot the gun. And then, what was that, 20 rounds? Right?
Yeah,
Luke, are you aware of these videos?
Yeah.
well aware.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I don't know how you're not aware. They're
You kind of
awesome.
get that on TV.
No, because
They're
I just
awesome.
I just post on TikTok and then I take off.
Yeah, I mean, girls love yoga pants, and they love the inward-facing camera, and they love dopamine. So you give them a gun, they're like, I'm going to get a lot of likes for this probably, and I'm going to look badass. But I guess the point is the male then wants to maybe take it a step further, shows up with a couple of the homeboys, and they try the match out for the first time, and they're like, there's 10 people they don't know watching them. There's this timer that they've never heard of before going beep, at the beginning of the stage,
Wipes your mind.
and you're like, the timer is like one of those Men in Black devices, you know, that just
Yeah.
like erases your memory. You're like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know who I am.
Where's my gun?
Like, oh, is macaroni and cheese available? Like, and they're like, run to the left, and you're like, the left? I don't know. So yeah, like knowledge transfer is critical, and that was that big moment for me. The first day is like they could have shamed me, Like I have a $3,000 gun that is not zeroed. Like I look like an idiot, and they didn't do that at all. They embraced me, and they were like, "Here's the app you should use. This is. Do you want a chrono? Like I will help you. Like
Keep
here's my
coming.
number.
Come back.
See you next week, right?" And you're like, "Yeah." And the guy's like, "Yeah, you didn't hit anything today, but here's why." And like, "Thank you for being safe." And you're like, "Oh dang, I had like an epiphany." And that's when I knew I had to go
Get Adam.
start really working him with the Jewish guilt and try to force him out to the range. That took
worked.
two adult males to get him to do that, but now he's the match director.
Yeah, it's hard to get him to do things sometimes.
Yeah, ask my wife.
That's pretty much exactly what Dean did for me.
Yeah, that's what you got to
You
do,
need
man.
you need your
Yeah.
friends to push you, but
bullying works.
once you're there, you'll find that the community will embrace you as long as you are safe and are like-minded. But like he said, we found some of our best friends out there. Joe Clemens, Nick Sprague,
Timothy
Gray. I mean, these people are irreplaceable to me, and they're all back end. They all help with setup. They all help. Joe especially.
Yeah, Joe's
helps
amazing.
with stage design. He builds shit out of nothing, and it's a community effort. Like I'm the match director. I send the emails. I coordinate all the BS, but I could not do it alone.
So how did it turn into how did you become the match director?
Well, when
There's definitely a difference between there's a whole thing that you guys are doing now that was not being done with 3-gun at Manatee or the Multigun. You guys turn it into something that is like a new brand. How did that take off? Like what happened?
When Shine said that he was going to give in, and I understand that completely, I felt that it needed new life breathed into it, and it did.
Okay.
It needed a recognizability factor. It needed to be more fun than it was, and the community just kind of came along with it, because it sounds like, from what I can tell from doing it for about a year and a half now, there's a huge demand for it, and we sell out now instantaneously.
Oh wow.
So I have
Sniper bots.
one this weekend.
What sniper? What?
We have
We have
dudes
people that set up bots
that set up sniper bots.
to get into the match.
Like, how people do like merch
Oh,
and they
yeah.
snipe merch.
Yeah.
We have a couple of our like big guys that come. They use a sniper bot.
You think you'll have anybody that scalps the tickets? Sells them
Well,
for double
so
the
what's
price?
interesting?
I like
is
that idea.
because that guy right there controls, how this is going to flow. No, there's no messing around.
All right.
Like you got to play by the rules. You got to go on practice score. You got to sign up. You got to get on the email list.
Yep.
You got to do it by the rules. Like if you guys wanted to come and shoot with us, we'd put you on the director's squad. It's not like a Empire thing from Star Wars. It kind of sounds like that. It's more just like you come with us for the first time so we can put our arms around you and stay with you while you run the courses of fire. Because I think it's good to have that guidance. And no better people to have it from than the people that you know, right?
Right.
And then once you're a little more seasoned, you can jump into it on your own.
And then can I disregard people who are like, I'm part of the director's squad. Thank you very much.
No, you have no idea how the vibe is. It's not even like that.
Not
Yeah.
at all.
So it's so different. A lot of cooey.
What's Cooey?
It's a clothing brand.
A lot of cooey.
They make hunting clothes, very lightweight hunting clothes.
A lot of cooey drip.
Lots of camouflage and very high-end stuff.
drip.
While you're doing
Yeah.
your nighttime shooting,
Major
that's what
major cooey
yeah.
drip. Dr. Shine Taylor from Georgia put us on that.
And we all get it
And now we're really into it.
embroidered. We put the brand on it.
That's the shirts you wear.
I'm like wearing the pants right now.
They're called Cooey.
KUIU.
I wanted to know about that.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Really good stuff. And
So it's a fishing shirt.
these are too thick. No, it's a hunting shirt.
It's like a hunting shirt. You're hunting for like land
camouflage.
animals.
Yeah.
But it's not like wick material.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's SPF and
I mean, it looks like a fishing shirt that's camo.
It was mainly the pants that got us
Right?
excited because they
Yeah.
have like the vents on the sides. They
Is
have
that
the
them?
vent pants.
Is
Yeah.
that them? These are them.
They're awesome.
You can open them up.
Oh yeah.
because it's hot out there. You go out there,
Fuck yeah.
it's 8 billion degrees. You're
I'm
there
all-
all
I
100
know.
degrees the other weekend.
I know.
So like that's what tells me that there is demand, because we have 60 psychopaths coming out there this weekend to go stand around in the heat for 8 hours and shoot. So there's something there.
Okay, no, I'm with you. But how did it, like, so one guy said, I can't do it anymore. And you just said, okay, I'll do it.
Well,
and then you changed it into Florida Multigun, which is, I mean, we saw on the website, like, you have the wacky stage or some shit. What is it?
Goofy gun.
Goofy. That's not the word Luke found. It was wacky.
It said wacky on the website, I think.
I'm getting that taken down.
Goofy gun is
It was
this
like-
weekend. You can bring your weird Ruger.
Nice.
Fits in perfect.
I'm sorry. I know you like your Ruger. I don't mean to knock it.
This is not the same one as last week either. This is a different one.
He's got a club.
Yeah, it looks like a worse one.
we were gonna start show and tell.
He's gonna. He has one for every day of the week.
Yes.
You've more than one?
Oh, definitely.
Get an M&P and be
He's
done.
got all
with
of them.
Is that legal to have that and work here?
This is where I got it from.
it. Crazy. It's crazy to me.
Trust me, you won't hear the end of it.
So what's the main difference between multi-gun and 3-gun? Because we saw on your, like, we did a little research. We didn't read your book because you don't have one, but there's long
guy
range,
with the
there's long range,
Fired.
there's PCC, there's shotgun, handgun, AR.
Right.
So that's not 3-gun. That's not,
Okay, let me explain the difference. So
yeah, because I'm clueless.
for like a word, there's really no difference between
Okay.
3-gun and multi-gun. You hear them, they're the same thing. 3-gun. So we do two different types of matches. We
Okay.
do 3-gun, shotgun, rifle, pistol, and we do on the 5th Saturdays we do pistol, rifle, 2-gun, or you can shoot it PCC, so pistol caliber carbine,
It's for girly men.
and then one of the 5 stages is PRS.
Okay.
So you can bring your bolt gun, your 6.5, your 308. You can bring that
Yeah. Put your Mark 12 on it.
that thing right there. And there are shots out to 600 yards.
Okay.
And so those are the two formats that we have.
Is anybody else doing something like that? Did you get it? Did you completely create the model, or did you see somebody else doing it someplace and kind of copied it?
Very popular elsewhere.
Okay. All right. Got it.
Yeah,
Apparently there's a lot of matches north of Florida, but there aren't a lot in the state for some reason. Other than the obvious.
Hot.
It's hot.
It's hot.
We had
a
one
lot
of the
of
best match directors in the whole U.S., Grandmaster Shannon Smith at Frostproof, who we were fortunate enough to train with for many years. And Frostproof is over in the middle of the state. It's even hotter than it is over here. And this guy would put on USPSA national multi-gun style matches just as his monthly match. So you were out there testing his stages for the national championships, which I was fortunate enough to shoot in. So it was like unbelievable. And we were able to go down south for a period and shoot with Todd Lewis
At the prison.
at the prison at Altair. That was
prison.
insane.
Oh, Dean went there the other day.
Insane.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that
I
place
didn't know it was
was
still open.
Crazy rate.
legendary place.
Crazy.
Todd Lewis,
Todd
amazing.
Lewis,
Multi-gun
shout out.
on Instagram. Love you, Todd.
He's great.
And so like all these matches were going on. So there was a period of time, I think, for probably 3 or 4 years where every single Saturday we were in a different city shooting a different match. So we'd shoot Manatee 3-gun, travel to Frostproof, shoot with Shannon. We'd travel down south, shoot with Todd. And then we'd come back up and we'd shoot Manatee Multi-gun back at our home base at Manatee Gun and Archery.
But now just you're doing Manatee Multigun or
Now we're
Florida
doing
Multigun.
Florida multi-gun. But the thing is Shannon left.
Shannon left.
Todd
We missed
doesn't
you.
do them often. He does them on Sundays sometimes, which is tough for
Tough-
a lot of people.
tough for us to get down there.
too. And 3-gun died, and so did
Manatee
Manatee
Multi-Gun.
multi-gun.
So you guys are doing, like, you've like lit a torch and are now carrying it.
Yeah, Adam.
Correct, yeah.
Adam is the Praetorian Guard. He lit the beacon.
That's
You
my
lit the
phrase.
beacon.
It's big. I mean, it's important to
a
not
big
only
beacon.
transfer the knowledge, but also to reinvigorate the sport that took a huge hit during COVID because of the price of ammunition and the shotgun shells drying up.
Yep.
And then it just kind of like died for a second, but we were still out there hustling. We were still out there working.
Yep.
And
I remember that.
that was that.
You were
part-
so
that
pissed
sucked.
about ammo prices.
We were,
Yeah, you remember that? You remember?
Oh, I remember. You're like, I'm not doing it. I'm just not going to shoot.
And that was a lie.
That was we shot AK
That's you know that.
74s and
Oh, you suck
5.7
then
and
because
stuff.
I felt that like that was my fault. Like when you couldn't find ammo as
that
my
was your
friend and
fault.
customer, I was
How dare you not control the international ammo price by yourself?
I thought it was my fault.
Please corner that market.
And you fucker, you're just lying the whole time. You're like shooting your AK-74 or whatever. You're still
alternatives.
Pee in the
But I
barrel when
remember
you're
you
done.
trying really hard to get ammo, and I always appreciated that because you were hustling to get it off the back of a boat or out of a truck or whatever.
You've always kept
You
us
always
in
found it.
And same with the
Absolutely.
different guns. You've always found different, unique stuff. We've never once, and that's why I think we've been your customers for so many years, is your customer service has been off the charts forever for us.
Fantastic.
Like, hey, I broke I need and it was always instantly available. Oh, I want a first gen Galil for some reason. You're like, I got a sub 5,000 serial. It'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Great. Love it.
Yeah.
Right. That's
You guys still have that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We don't sell anything.
It's okay.
Oh, you guys don't sell any?
No, we just beat them really bad.
Yeah.
And then leave them alone.
Turn them into dust.
Yeah, they're like spray painted gold.
So it's been going on for a year and a half. You've been the holder of the beacon, and you've got 60 crackheads who have internet bots who book the tickets right when it pops off.
Yep.
So 60 people are doing the matches. And it's twice a month.
So it's every second and fifth Saturday. So if there's a fifth Saturday in the month, that's the 2-gun match.
Okay.
If it's just your second Saturday, that's 3-gun. This weekend is 3-gun. Plus, we have.
So it's this weekend.
It's this weekend.
So this weekend, people could actually go out there and watch
Absolutely.
because it's booked up right
It's
at
sold
this
out.
point, right? Sold
Sold
out.
out.
Bring ears, eyes, bring water.
Water.
Wear sun appropriate clothing. Do not come incredibly hungover without having eaten something fried, please. Just show up and enjoy and observe and ask questions.
Have you ever seen anybody fall out?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Usually after the first stage, you'll know.
Yeah. The guys in the plate carriers pretending to be hard.
Right.
You're knocking on the window of the car like, are you okay? And the guy's like, and he has his helmet on, and you're like, take the helmet. You're like, you're a weekend warrior. Take the helmet off. Come like reset, please. Like take the pads
Like
off.
the plate carrier,
Like,
like
chill.
perfectly clean,
Chill,
never,
Chris Kyle.
never
Chill.
used. So yeah, it gets people all the time. I think people underestimate it because they're like, I can shoot on the main line all day.
No, and then they get
out there
wasted.
and they get their butt beat.
Yeah.
So what are people bringing? So like majority of folks out there, are they shooting staccatos? Are they shooting Glocks? Are they shooting SIGs? Are they shooting Luke's Ruger?
I've never seen one of those, and I
don't
hope to
even.
never see it again.
You'll see it. I'm gonna bring it.
That's like from like a drug deal or something.
I'm gonna make you leave.
I said, don't let him in.
Are you like fighting over a brick of yay with that piece? Is it does it jam? I don't know.
It doesn't jam.
So you're
So he
you're-
says.
most popular is probably Glocks, CZs, 320s. It's polymer
320s.
pistols. Yep, with
course.
decent mag capacity because you don't want to be reloading the whole time. Pretty much exclusively 9mm. You'll see dots on just about every pistol.
Okay, is there like a restriction? Like, are there different? We were wondering that because aren't there different? Dean, like there's different
Divisions.
Yes.
Yeah.
different what?
Divisions.
Yeah, divisions. Like you guys have divisions in your thing.
So most of the time, if you're switching out of 9mm, your 380 is not strong enough always to knock the steel over, and anything else, you're just putting yourself at a disadvantage.
No, what about your gun though?
What do you
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Like you can have a comp
talking
on your
about,
gun.
like,
Oh yeah.
open and
So
stuff.
yeah, if you're in like limited, you can't have comps or anything like that. But if you're in open like me, you can put comps, lights, dots.
So you have limited open.
Yeah, and they compete against each other.
Correct.
So
like your
limited
tube guns. Your 1301, your desire to quad and shoot the tube, you're going to be against other guys that are throwing quads, that are running dots on their guns and running LPVOs on their rifles.
Otherwise, it's not fair.
Because
Okay.
only shoot open guys like me are going to chew you up that big shotgun mag.
Yeah, that banana.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
We'll pull
the
that
big
out.
ween.
Yeah, I mean you're up against Omar, who's got 6+1 in his shotgun, and I have 29+1 in mine.
Oh, man.
Right.
So like he'll never keep up.
No.
Can we see your shotgun?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh.
This shotgun's actually an incredible advancement. We've been running Malat Vepers, Malat Veper 12s
Yes.
for a very long time. They were both custom tuned by Derek Dumont.
I actually wanted to. I mean, I knew you guys. You guys first were the AK guys. Like
I've
back in the you even had an
significant-
article. You had an article in the
significant
paper
amount of
talking about your AK-ness.
I
You remember that?
Yeah, I mean, I have one. I have a Velociraptor with one tattooed on my forearm.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
it's-
you. I remember like the local paper guy did an article on you and your brother on
Suppressing AKs.
suppressing AKs. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You guys were suppressing AKs, and before anybody even thought about doing it.
Yeah, we killed that gun. One of the test guns was a Century Arms C39
The
V1.
C39.
We officially killed that gun. It's fully frozen in the safe. I don't know what we did. We like bent the actual piston all the way over from the heat, and then the carrier just like fully I mean, that gun is a legendary gun with the purple plastic furniture, but disgusting. Yeah, that was a mess. The Americans can't make AKs yet. Palmetto State is working on it. Obviously, Jim Fuller, a legend, can make AKs, but Palmetto State's really come along. So you get converted out of AKs in your first competition.
Why?
Because you lose.
The design of the Kalashnikov, and do we have any like extreme Kalashnikov enthusiasts? Are you,
Kind of.
Luke.
Yeah.
okay,
Of
so
course.
I was like, I was like you once too, Luke. I was like you once too. It's
Is it-
not the most ergonomically friendly.
What is it? The controls, the accuracy. What I mean?
So they're fairly accurate to 300 yards,
okay. Yeah.
but they are ergonomically. Like it's just I love them, and I love the AK. It's like the Tommy gun of the modern world, and I understand that there's a quadrillion of them in circulation, and I think they're really cool. So please let me just preface this by saying that. But there is no comparison between running an Ambi AR out to
Correct.
600 yards and running, a Century Arms C39 V1 with a can on it. Like there's just no comparison, and you would find that in 3-gun, you would be at a Mac disadvantage. Our good friend Jacob, who's a big AK guy, shooting a suppressed AK for the first like 6 months, and then he was like, I just am not competitive.
Yeah.
The AR is just where it's at. I've come full circle. I started my life as my big Clash guy in my 20s. I get it, all the Clash things. But oh my God, no, man.
What about 5.56 AKs? I know that's kind of sacrilege these days, but
I think they're
dope, actually.
Good luck.
It's
they're dope.
it's the controls, dude.
Yes, they're
Yeah.
just the
You
controls.
can't
are
go
just
fast
dumb.
enough. Am I right?
Yeah, because we tried it. The Galil was our attempt at, and I know it's sacrilege in Galil land that the Israelis made a 7.62 by 39. I know. But I'm like, oh, these controls are better.
like the thumb safety.
They're just not.
They're just not. That's hard. They're just not an AR. How about that?
Right.
So in like AK land, that was better. Mm-hmm. And I think a 5.56 AK now is kind of funny because the ammo is the same price.
Yeah.
So like, why did we used to love them? Because we could throw them in the river and shoot them all day, and it would be like as much as the Taco Bell that we ate on the way home.
Yeah.
I don't think you could really overthrow them in the river.
I am verified that I have done that. Yeah, it was on YouTube at one point in time. I fell in the river with the gun like first, and Adam had yelled like, "Don't go there," and I was like, "What?" And then I just fell, and I used the AK and SAR-1 that's now gold.
So matches. If I wanted to go, or if Omar wanted to go, if Dean wanted to go,
Just text
what
us.
what should we bring? What should I gear up?
Water,
Yeah.
sun appropriate
Fancy hunting clothes.
Yeah, we always say it's an all day event. So
No,
prepare.
but guns, man.
guns.
No, what guns do we want to bring?
Okay, so let's
say if
let's talk about.
I've got a
about
whole
the guns.
shop. Just pick whatever. What do I take?
I think before we even talk about the guns, do you guys have belts?
Yeah.
I use a chest break.
Okay, so that's your first thing
Okay.
you got to get rid of.
Who else has a
God.
belt? Let's raise our hands. Okay, everyone has belts.
I have a belt
Okay, so we got the belts. Do we have holsters for our selected pistols?
that fit
Yes,
on
yeah.
there.
That fits that?
I have other pistols.
Oh my God.
Where do you even buy that?
So why do
You
you
guys
bel-
have them on here. I
so
don't know.
why belt over chest break?
So we like to put people, and maybe this is part of why we've been so successful, is we put people into weird things. Like you're shooting out of a car, you're going into a van, you're going prone, you're laying on top of a roof, you have to shoot. So you get uncomfortable pretty easily.
Okay, so they don't
Have you
do that
guys
in
ever
normal
shot
free
out
gun,
of a
do
car?
they?
They do. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they
You
do.
guys?
I mean,
I have not. No.
most people we find have actually never shot
Shot out of a car, Dean?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Will shot out of a car?
No.
It's a lot different than you think.
It's a lot
Is the
different.
car moving?
And
It can be.
thankfully, no.
It can be.
But no,
No, not for us. No.
It's a lot harder than it looks.
Okay,
Height over
so
bore matters a lot more.
let's go back.
yeah, you should see the
So
hole in our
belt. Why
door.
why is
I've got
belt
one.
Yeah, we know.
why is the belt better than chest rig?
Well, accessibility to the pistols right there.
Okay.
Magazines right there.
And we're not saying not to use the chest rig, but you're asking like the basics to get set up.
No, I'm
We're definitely not going to encourage the chest rig on day one.
So you got this thing.
Well, remember
Jesus
what you
Christ,
told
look
me
at that
when I told
magazine.
you to get one?
So that used to be white.
Yeah, I said I don't like to. I'm kind of fat, and I don't want to wear a belt.
Well, you're not fat.
They make belts in lots of different sizes.
They definitely make
I'm
them
sure they make a
bigger
belt.
and white.
These are ex Umbris Designs belts.
You can feel how stiff it is. You know, it doesn't have any.
We use 2-inch inner belts also from ex Umbris.
It doesn't really ply. It doesn't bend.
So
All the mag
ex-Umbris.
holders are
We've got-
S-Tac. They're the Cooeys.
These are the pistol mag holders. They have magnets on the front of them.
Yes,
They are incredibly sick.
Thanks.
Show and tell and demo it. Tell us exactly what it's all about.
So, like Vanna White, we've got 2 pistol mag holders here. They have magnets on the outside. You can actually stick your
got a
Glock
mag?
mag to it.
Got a mag? Does that Ruger have a
Look at
mag?
that Glock mag right
Yeah, let's see a Glock mag. This is cool.
The
Don't ask me where I saw this.
I doubt this will stick.
See if it sticks. The other one's stuck.
Nope.
Let's
I
do
got
the
a
Ruger mag.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Ruger saves the day.
Damn it. I didn't want that to happen, but it did.
So
Boom.
super easy. You can actually technically carry 4 then. These actually, I just tested them over the weekend. I can run full speed with them. They don't come out. Even with full of
S-Tac.
ammo. These are S-Tac. This is the rifle holder. I always keep a slug in there. For shotgun, we shoot slugs out to 100, 125 yards.
Oh, fuck that, man.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's so it
hurts.
Believe me, no, it really doesn't because
No,
these
these
are
are low recoil.
Low recoil.
Okay.
These are little babies.
But we can
These don't-
teach you how to shoot slugs and buckshot and birdshot all at the same time.
And the single rifle mag holder, you know, some people have 2. This mag used to be white. I've had this for 10 years.
It's called a Cooey.
I've never cleaned it.
Why is it called a Cooey?
That's the name of the mag holder is Cooey. It has Kydex inside of it that's reversible.
I've always called them Kiwis.
This is the
Kiwi. What did I say?
Kiwi.
That's the pants.
shotgun.
Normie.
Okay.
So that holds.
Whoa.
Oh, Jesus. The fuck's that?
This
That's
is my huge shotgun mag.
That's the big wing.
You put that
Are
in
you
the
comp-
belt. You don't put that in the belt.
Yeah, I do.
He
Are
actually
you
does.
compensating?
Yes, I am.
Absolutely.
Very much so. What are you kidding me? Why do you think I own it?
Girls like us because we're funny. Like
And then the dump pouch to put all your trash and
mainly to hold the nicotine pouch.
and then this is a
Skittles.
G code holster for the
Skittles.
Glock. I keep it with the light on it because I don't care. But this is so important. This is like the most important part because people will show up and they got Uncle Mike's holster and stuff like that, and then they're going to run, and it flops out.
Flops.
and that's a
And
go
it's
home.
it's a loaded gun.
And that's a go
Oh,
home.
and that's a go home.
That's a go home.
That's
a
a
go home.
okay.
And
we don't like that.
like you would think people would be mad because they drove 2-3 hours to get there, and then the first thing that happens is they drop their pistol on the ground, and you have to be like, you have to leave.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But it's a zero tolerance. Like
Zero.
you were unsafe. You could have hurt somebody. Thankfully, you didn't. Go home and learn your lesson.
And they come back with better gear. They ask questions in the chats. They go on our website. They look at our blogs. We've written a lot of blogs extensively. We've had all of our guys that are intimately familiar with different things, including the belts, come in and break it down and put the links to all the sites for everything that we use. Safariland is a great resource for actual competition gear. We have always trended more towards, we'll call it like tactical gear, but that's just our preference because we like that kind of stuff. We were running G code forever before, and now we're running this stuff.
A good buddy of mine is one of the dudes over there now.
Let's get
Yeah,
him to
G-Code.
sponsor the major.
Oh fuck yeah! I'll call
G-Code
him.
was
I love it.
fantastic
G-Code
stuff.
makes a great product.
Yeah,
I've
that's-
used it for years.
That
Yeah.
stuff
So
smells.
so one of a guy I used to know at Glock left Glock. And
I've always
went
run
to-
these.
Went to G code because they thought it was more of an opportunity.
Interesting.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Like nobody leaves Glock, and he did.
I left Glock.
Brian did. He went to the M&P, which is the most underrated pistol, I think, out on the market.
M&P.
They would be very happy with that. Did they contact you yet?
No,
They will.
I know they will.
Yeah, that
They
the
will.
Smith & Wesson. Adam actually introduced me to it in 40, and we loved 40 because Ludacris was all about twin Glock 40s. And we were like, Adam got this weird like M&P, and he's like, you got to shoot this thing. And the grip angle was just better for me. And it's we joke about your Ruger, but if you're accurate with it and that's your gun, then I'm all for you shooting that.
Great.
As long
Thank you.
as you're comfortable with it and you
Yeah.
can make your hits, that's all I care about. So like I went to that. Geez, Gen 1 had 50,000 rounds on it.
Easily. thing was
like at least.
What about the new one with the built-in compensator?
So I've run both gens of Performance Center 5-inch with the built-in comp. The only thing I did in this one is an Apex
new one?
trigger. This is a 2.0.
No, there's one that just came out.
that's the metal one.
Oh, I'm not doing that.
He's
You're not.
This
no.
is full size. That's
Yeah.
compact, I believe. So
I like the polymer frame guns. Like you had asked if we have a lot of 2011 out there, and we do have a lot of 2011 in the higher echelons of the shooting world. But that Omar's Glock 17 will do incredibly well. That if you can shoot that Ruger and you're
can.
comfortable with it,
Yeah.
I'll put that to the test. If you can
He's
shoot
like,
that.
I can.
Check that out
I
on a
have-
15-yard
he
wine
didn't
bottle,
sound very
homie.
sure of himself.
I have
So
other
you-
guns that
I hope so.
I want you to shoot that. I mean, that's for Goofy Gun this weekend. That would be perfect.
All right, nice.
So
you have
you
one of those like street sweeper shotguns too.
I have a Tech 9 too.
Oh,
Does it
he's
work?
in.
Yeah, it does.
He's in.
Oh my God, we know two people with working Tech 9s. That's wild. That's the most. You hear that, Tech 9? That's amazing.
Wow.
so you have the belt is the most important thing
To start, yeah.
Besides proper clothing, water, don't come hungover.
Right.
And then,
Have
like,
a-
what type of AR? What's the? Do you bring 16-inch? Do you bring? Does it like?
You can. Look, most people have 16-inch basic something that's behind me.
Probably none of this jazziness.
It's way too nice.
Where's the
but
Palmetto State stuff?
you know, you'll get
state stuff.
Daniel Defense.
How about MM?
You'll get BCM. You'll
Okay.
get
Sons of Liberty.
LMT, Sons of Liberty. You'll get
Noveski,
Noveski.
Daniel. Did you already say Daniel?
I have no idea.
Young
It
Daniel.
really, mostly non-variants.
Okay,
you
stuff
won't-
people build.
stuff people build, lots of parts like put together. Most people start with a red dot, and then they leave and on their way out buy an LPVO.
Right.
On their way out.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because you can't see.
You can't see, and at 375 yards, your red dot is failing you.
Yeah. Even at 175 yards, unless you're 21, and you can see through the bush, which I think maybe at 21 I could too. You want that LPVO. I mean, this is the ultimate setup right here that takes the AR technology to the next level. Is when you have this LPVO, because this allows you to do everything all in one, and that's why they were so obsessed with it. I mean, I guess the legend that I had heard was the Delta guys were 3-gunning back in the States, and they had Vortex 1-8s. They had the cheaper one, which is the Strike Eagle, I think.
Yeah,
And they had put that on their guns, and they took them overseas and they used them to great effect, just like they were using them in the 3-gun competitions that they were shooting. And they were like, damn, there's something to this. So like everything that comes out of the top tier of the military world eventually makes its way down to us, thankfully. And I think this is one of the cooler innovations that's sort of found its way down to us and really has allowed me and I think all of us to take our AR maximization to the next level. Like, you used to shoot at aim point. I used to be an EOTech person, like, but I can't. You know, just once you've done this and you see how butter that is,
so you're spoiled.
you're like, oh no, I can't do it. And the EOTech has a place, right? Like very much in the CQB and the night vision world. It just like kind of doesn't really work for the gaming stuff. So we try to build all around guns that can do it all. And that's what this is in front of us. This is like an example of an excellent all around gun in the Geisley Super Duty.
So I do have a question about it. Virtually every like 3-gun rifle I've seen has an offset red dot. What's up with that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, why not? Why
So-
not piggyback?
In certain piggyback, you can do that too, right? We have some guys that do that because they're more used to that thing with their night vision setups, and that's very popular in night vision. But in our courses of fire, and this is another reason you might like that, you will have a target that will be where that camera stand is, 5 yards away, and you'll have to engage 2 paper targets, and then you'll have to shoot 175 yards away on IPSC steel, right in the next shot. So it's like 1-2, 1-2, and then roll into it, and I'm on the other target. So there's a huge advantage in having this kind of optic on your rifle for like the true 3-gunners, right? And that's why they love that kind of stuff.
Makes sense?
Yeah, it's so helpful. I don't do it because I want to put myself at a disadvantage.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about like the flip to side magnifiers, like the 3x or 6x?
Do you want to talk about that, or do you want me to talk about it?
I think we have 8 of them between us.
Yeah,
do we
we're
like
over it.
them? They're not LPVOs.
Okay.
And they're not LPVO replacements. I've tried most recently, I think it's a G45, the 5X.
5X.
I tried that on my URGI, and I just couldn't stand it.
Can't see.
I don't know why, but it's just severely lacking for some reason, and maybe it's because the red dot is a red dot.
It's like, yeah.
But I've found that optic right there, that 1 to 10 from Vortex, is bomb-proof, and it's probably the best optic I've ever shot on an AR platform.
And if you break it, they'll give you a new one for free.
And their warranty is fantastic.
I have verified that by breaking a couple on machine guns.
Yep.
What about shotgun?
So for
What do you recommend?
if
Obviously, you can't have that Genesis right there.
Well,
Not everybody can get one of those.
John Wick approved, baby. Right here.
We were
It
one
is
of
as
those-
good as you think it is, too, by the way. I wouldn't lie to you, camera that's in my face. This is as good as you think it is. And we came off Vepr 12s forever, and they're ammo whores, and they're terrible. And if you don't clean the pucks and, like, pray and, like, you know, take them to the sauna and get their nails done, they don't work. And that was really disappointing to have a shotgun that didn't work, because it's a really big part of the game. And in our division, in the open division, you can leaps and bounds over other people if you're a good shotgunner. I was taught that over a nice salmon dinner by Alex Barrow in Golfgate one night, who's a championship shotgunner. He was like, except, you know, I'm going to national championships. He's like, except that the shotgun is your friend, and look at it like a tool that you don't want to get rid of, but that you want to keep in your hand as long as you can. Find ways to utilize it. But when the gun jammed all the time, it was like a really big problem. Now, thankfully, it ran through nationals, but they just were always finicky hoes. And this gun in particular, if you're an open shooter, this or our buddies run the VR80s, they're much more affordable. But so far, this has been pretty good.
It's basically it's an AR-10, but the shotgun that most people end up with is like a 1301 comp.
Yeah.
Tube gun is where most people start. I started with the Benelli M4 for years.
Benelli M4.
I do tell people, don't be afraid of the shotgun. It's probably the most fun out of the three.
You can molest that.
Is it?
I think it's the most challenging of the three, but it's
By
also
far.
the most fun.
And you use low recoil slugs.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
There are people out there that don't. I mean, they're nuts. They're
yeah,
1600 FPS,
I'm
blowing
good on
your
that.
shoulder out. But you know, when it's such a different thing, and now we're starting to add buckshot in too. So you'll have to do a stage that's bird, buck, and slugs, and they're not always in order.
It's called a candy cane.
Called a candy cane.
Enjoy the candy cane.
So that thing has been.
That puts everybody in like a horrible place. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you
The
like that, Omar?
The candy cane makes you unwell.
So that shotgun is great. I contacted Genesis probably a couple years ago, and I ordered one, and I was like, I'm just taking over this match. Like, I'm the match director now. I need a better shotgun because my Vepr is suffering, and I need something better. And I was like, let me just ask you, though, real quick, does it have chokes? And he was like, no. And I'm like, I can't be showing up with a smoothbore shotgun. I'm just going to lose.
It just doesn't work.
So he's like, by the way, we have a 3-gun model coming out. It's in development. And I was like, put me down. So we got it. We're one of the first people to have it. You can see the barrel's ported, vented, whatever you want to call it. And the barrel actually moves like a 50 cal.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Push it. You can push it.
It reciprocates.
See that?
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
It's fat.
So it's got chokes, and it's ported, and it's got AR-10 controls. You can actually even make it a machine gun really easily. It's fantastic.
Controls are big for you guys.
Big.
Big.
Well, the Vepr is an AK.
Okay.
Bad controls.
Bad.
And all the bites and stuff, it always bit you.
Yeah, there's like a blood sacrifice.
Yeah, you
like
had to pay it.
always will bleed when you use that gun. It's
Bleeding and
required.
smelling like cosmoline.
So if somebody wants to get into what you're doing, you want to check out your website, get involved in whatever, like the reading, wherever, like there's probably forums or chat groups, or just go to your website, try to get in on a match, bring your gear, and just get involved, dive in.
Dive in. And
Dive in, and you guys will help.
if you're not ready,
course.
just come.
Just come
Just
check it
come.
out.
Come check it out. There are a lot of nerves associated with it because
it's very scary.
You do have 50 people watching you, and it's like you're going to watch you mess up really bad.
It's like a porn set.
Kind of, yeah.
It was kind of like a porn set.
Like a porn
I,
set.
I couldn't stay focused.
Exactly.
I had an issue with the fluffer. It was a mess.
Over too fast.
Yeah, we encourage people just come. Just show up. Try and get in on practice score. You have to be there when they open up a week before the match. So the match is on Saturday on practicescore.com. Last Saturday is when the sign-up opened. You have to be there on time to make it. I think it filled up in 2 hours.
The easiest way is go on the website and get on the email list, and then you'll get emails from the match director, and he'll be like, hey, these are the times that this is going to go live, etc. And at that point, you can register on practicescore.com. My advice on competitive shooting in general, jump into a local match. Find a match where you are anywhere in the United States, whether it be 3-gun, whether it be USPSA, whether it be IDPA, Steel Challenge, whatever it is, get out there and do it. Be safe, be respectful. Let this do the talking, not your mouth. Run your gun and not your mouth. And the community will embrace you. But get going, get started.
Be safe.
You don't have to have a crazy Knight's Armament, whatever, to show up. No one cares. No one cares. Just get out there and start practicing and find what works for you and what you're interested in. And that's what we encourage at Florida Multigun. But wherever you are in America, look on practicescore.com and find matches near you, and then get out there and do it.
So what is this national match that's going on with you guys in January?
Oh, that's a big deal.
So
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
much like the demand for the match itself, the local match. Keep in mind, I got people driving from the Panhandle. I got people driving up Miami, to start
East
at 9
Coast.
a.m. Yeah, that's a long drive.
It's a long drive.
You got to really want that.
Yeah.
We found out that there's a huge demand for local matches. But as it turns out, Shannon, who he was talking about, who ran all the matches at Frostproof, used to do the major for the state. And a major is basically a local times like 2 or 3. It's a lot harder, way more involved, lots of memory, tough, hard, long shots, small targets, things like that.
And the biggest difference is the prize table.
And there's winnings. So people, the Jeremy Leitners and these Max Michael or whatever his name is,
Michelle.
Hello, Michelle.
they want to win things. It's a entry fee of $185, but you can win something that's $2,000.
Ah.
So they'll sell their product or they'll put it on their gun. You win a 1 to 10. It's a pretty serious gift.
You can win Omar.
Just for
Omar is for sale.
so there's a big demand for more involved shooting from a national level.
Okay.
You have a lot of people in other states that will travel to shoot the major.
Shoot the major.
But there's a lot of local demand for it too, because there's people that don't feel like driving to South Carolina to go shoot a major. So after I heard that there wasn't one, I was like, well,
So there isn't a national anywhere near us.
there's no major in the state of Florida, to my knowledge.
What's the difference between a major and a national? Or is it a major a national?
I guess they're the same.
Same. Okay.
So
So there's not one near us.
The major matches have higher entry fees.
Mm-hmm.
They generally, our local matches have 5 stages. They usually have 7 or 8 stages and are shot over a multi-day period. And the shooting is much more involved, much more complex. And at the end, the placement will allow you the opportunity to do what's called walk a prize table, which is a bunch of picnic tables back to back filled with all the goodies. Adam has been able to procure some incredible sponsors, including you. Thank you for that. Keltec, Omar, big sponsors of the match. and based on your placement, your entry fee, you can 10x your money, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, not only is it a cool community because everybody travels from all over the place, but having a major back in the state of Florida, we were shooting matches with the number 2 shooter in the entire world, Joe Easter, who's a Keltec employee and a good friend of ours. That was just like a guy in Florida. We had another guy, Joe Farewell, on the national team. Rihanna, a friend of ours, she's also on the national team. These are just people at our local match. Florida has been begging for the major to come back because these high-level competitors are like, let's go. And so Adam is providing that with the team at FM to bring back that extremely high level of competition, because that's what these people are all about.
So
Chasing
there's
those 10s.
not a major or national in our area, in our state.
In the whole state that we
in the
know.
whole state. And you guys just thought it up and you're fucking doing it.
Adam kind of thought it up. He was like, let's do it.
We've been Joe Clemens and I, who's my kind of like my right hand man.
Shout out,
there.
Joe.
He does a lot of the stage design, and like I was saying, he helped
Right.
build shit. Him and I always kind of went back and forth, maybe for the last 6 months, about these are great. There's clearly a huge demand. How do we take it to the next level? And we also want to put our gun range on the map a little bit too.
Okay.
Manatee Gun Archery. It's a fantastic facility. So we love to share it with people, but we need more people to come and see it. And the major is a great way to get a lot of attention from big name people that probably would never go there. And they're like, we want them to come and be like, wow, that was
A
That
hard
was
match.
really fun and really hard.
Yeah.
And so you have Keltec is sponsoring it. Like Keltec's the major sponsor. Vortex is in there.
We got Keltec as the title sponsor. We got Vortex.
Caltech.
We got HoloSun.
You got Holosun.
We got Beretta, right?
Beretta.
We got Shark Coast Tactical.
Thank you, Shark Coast.
One of the biggest
All
ones.
the big names.
We
Shark
got
Coast, a big name.
Atlas Gunworks, who makes custom.
Oh fuck, you got
2011.
them?
We got Joe Farewell's Dry Fire. We got. I knew you were going to ask me that.
Mossberg.
We got Mossberg.
Mossberg.
Yep, just talked to them the other day. So we got some really big name
Kind of
people.
a big deal. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna
It's crazy.
keep pushing to get more. I think I need a few more. And,
Oh no, yeah, I got it.
and
I'm going to shoot a Caltech.
you've been extremely helpful, and I really appreciate that with getting
you
the
wanna hold my
connections.
Caltech?
I do.
Okay, you can hold it. I painted it naked in the.
What about suppressors? Because when I was talking to Silencer Co. about getting involved, they were like, "Well,
Try that
do they
trigger.
do suppressors?"
So, funny enough, actually, it came up recently because we had an incident at our match where someone was using a suppressor, and there was a round. The last round wasn't counted on the timer,
Not bad.
so his time was a lot shorter because the timer didn't pick up the boom because of the suppressor, because the RO wasn't close enough.
Yeah, I don't understand that stuff. I know nothing about the fucking nothing.
The timer picks up shots.
Oh, my
Called a
wife
shot
gets me to
timer.
do anything.
So anytime there's a shot sound loud enough, it puts a time down, and then you can review it at the end. But if it's a suppressed gun, it's harder to pick up those noises. You have to be a little bit closer.
Okay.
So after that happened, I was like, no cans at the major. That I don't want that to happen. And then he in our group chat was like, "You're stupid."
Good.
And I had a change of heart because, like T-Rex Arms does and stuff like that, the normalization of them is so important, and now they're so easy to get.
Correct.
So what we actually
Yeah, put
are
it
going
in
to
there.
do now is that any
All the way.
classification you're in, you can use a suppressor, which is abnormal. Usually, like these other like limited and carry optics, you're not supposed to be using a suppressor, but we're going to allow it because we want more people using them.
We love suppressors.
It's predominantly on the AR. You'll pretty much never see someone with a suppressed shotgun except for a goofy gun.
Maybe Adam sometimes with his M4.
Sometimes. I'll probably run it this weekend.
Yeah, normalization of this technology I think is important. I personally think that suppressors on the AR are a game changer and they will save your life. And so it's a critical component to gaming. And we're not going to say to our extreme gamers that run these crazy breaks and these amazingly fast tuned guns, you guys need to be quiet. But what we are saying as FM and what we have said as FM from day one is we want you to run your guns the way that you built them, as you intended to run them. This is how this was intended to be built. That's never been shot without a suppressor on it. And neither has my LW that I shoot regularly at 3-gun. I don't shoot without one. So in that big group chat, he was gracious enough to be like, no, this is how it has to be. Because we're not every other major. So we want you to run the guns that you want to run. I mean, this has a mod light and a Surefire pressure pad. Most 3-gun rifles don't do that. But he runs it.
What's the response so far for the national? Like, has the sign up started yet?
Sign up is on the 28th at 9 a.m. I expect it to sell out probably within a day, maybe.
Get the fuck out of here.
Maybe
Oh,
even
yeah.
sooner.
Almost immediately.
Immediately, the national will sell out immediately.
Yeah, 120 participants.
Yeah,
it'll sell
probably.
out right that.
We have
so
such
fucking
a
cool.
Florida's such an incredible hub of competitive shooting, but really of action shooting. We have them all over the state. We've shot with all of them over the years, and they're all really amped to come put on their best performances at Manatee Gun and Archery. Like, it's really exciting. But this is a haven of talent in Florida.
And if you're a sponsor, say, can they have tables there? Will we expect Mossberg or Smith & Wesson or
Oh yeah,
Atlas? Will representatives of those companies come and hang out? I don't know.
There's a vendor area. There's lunches provided.
Jake's
there'll
mom is cooking.
Jake's mom is gonna just knock it out of the park with the food.
I don't know what that means, but that's what he said.
The prize table and stuff is really good for camaraderie. So there'll be a lot of time for people to walk around, look at products. Just the whole point is, we want to. When I talked to Shannon on the phone, he said 3-gun majors used to be like a gun show, and he said because of the advent of the internet, you don't see that as much anymore. You don't see these people coming out, putting up a table, selling stuff right then and there, because you'll put something up for sale, and that guy over there is on his phone buying it on Guns America right now for $50 cheaper, plus $30 in shipping, plus $25 in tax. So it's like it's a wash. But so we kind of want to bring that spirit back to like a local level, and that's why we've been reaching out to like a lot of Florida brands to be like, hey, like we're bringing a lot of people that buy your product that have money to blow because it's not a cheap sport. Come walk the table. And if you don't win something, maybe you can go buy something. I mean, people get itchy.
Come shoot to win. Come
People get it. People get itchy.
They do.
They do.
So is this something you plan on continuing doing? Like so do majors happen just once a year?
Oh, I'm not doing this more than once a year. But yeah, we'll do it once a year for now. For now. And we're just getting started.
Yeah.
I'm just getting my feet wet. I'm just getting used to it. I'm meeting the people that I need to meet. And a lot of them are not afraid to share information on how to do it properly.
Thank you.
And you're good with, I mean, you guys are busy guys. Brian and Adam are like real estate guys, and they're busy.
We're busy.
We're busy.
They're
But
busy.
we make the time because
And you're both married.
we
Both
are
married.
happily married, and you know we make the time because
Just kidding. I love you, sweetheart.
of what Brian said earlier, the Praetorian Guard thing. It's kind of jokey, but it's also kind of not, because
No, it's not a joke.
the
This is
sport
serious.
was dying.
Yes.
It was pretty much flatlined in the state, and we're happy to bring it back.
Yeah.
And we're happy to keep it going, and we're going to be around as long as people keep coming.
Why was it dying? Just because of ammo?
I think ammo, and I think
Boredom.
there were happenstances with the other groups where things happened.
Drama.
Drama.
The firearms
politics,
community has drama. Who knew?
Who knew?
Really?
knew?
No.
a lot of infighting.
Like, is
So
there a community
it all
that
kind of
fights
happened
more?
at once.
Probably not.
Right.
And
Community.
like Marty and Todd, they were timed out. They're like, it's enough.
Yeah.
I get it. It's a lot of work.
It's a Mac ton of work. We'll be
So-
out there on Friday for 5 hours building it in the heat, and then we go the next day and shoot it and then tear it down.
Fuck.
And then on Sunday is wife day, where you look like a tomato and can't do anything.
And you're unwell.
That makes them happy.
I know.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
What's
It
the
makes me
secret to
happy
recovery?
too.
As long as she's happy, I'm happy.
But it's a lot of fun, and I think a lot of people get a lot out of it, and I think a lot of people feel that they are disconnected and don't have a third place to go.
They don't have their,
You got home,
their place.
you got work. You need a third place where you can go be yourself. have
Get
a
in the
good time.
sun, work out,
You know,
feel good about
this is
yourself.
a great third place for people to go
100%.
to. Great community. Like he said, you know, people don't get made fun of
We
for
don't do
for doing
that.
things like, okay, if you're going to drop your pistol, we're going to make fun of you.
Yeah,
but,
we are going to make fun of you.
But if you're going to not shoot that great, we're going to just tell you how to do better.
No, we don't care what you wear. We don't care what you shoot as long as you're safe. But we don't care who you are, what you look like, where you come from. We don't care. You know, this is America, Jack. This is an American sport. And for us, this is important. And we all understand the underlying theme of why we have these things. And so what we want to do is we want to get you sweaty, and we want to put you under duress with a timer in front of a jury of your peers, and we want to make you a better person and a better shooter. We have a lot of young guys, a lot of Gen Z guys that we've been shooting with. You should see the transformation that has occurred with these men. Lifting weights, eating better, reading books, less time on the screen, incredibly focused at work, family. These things come from this habit, from this community. And that's why it's so
Sounds
important.
almost like a religion.
It is a religion.
Yeah.
But I think people find out that it's not okay to be a pathetic loser.
We don't want that. We don't want that for them.
And it's
They don't want that.
It's a moral crime.
We want you to be
not
better.
Live up to your potential.
Become who you
Absolutely.
were meant to be.
It's an aversion to God.
It is.
To not.
I mean, look at Asia and Europe. Whenever they meet Americans, especially guys that look like us, the first question out of their mouth is generally about what? Firearms ownership.
Guns, yeah.
Right, because they want to know. I mean, the Asians, they love airsoft to the max, but they can't have the real deal. And as soon as they hit the States, you know they're trying to find a gun to go shoot, right?
That's what Omar did.
Yeah.
So you're like, damn, we want to take that thing that you've been doing in Call of Duty. We're all video game guys. Like when I first met you, I actually was talking to you about a gun that I'd built from Call of Duty, and you were like, "Okay, man, can we find the shop now?" I'm like, "Yeah, I built the M1A EBR."
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I still have it, and Rick from GCP just cloned it for me, and we shot it a little bit, and it's terrible. I hate it, but it looks really cool. It's
all that
really
matters.
cool. But we want you to become the best version of yourself. We want you to put down your phone. We want you to come outside and shoot with your brothers and your sisters and focus and find yourself expanding your mind and your physical prowess in the sun with us. And that's what we want. We just want you to become better. So
And
join
have
us.
you seen it grow? Like
Oh.
since you
Oh my God.
since you took it over?
This has
Certainly,
been,
yeah.
this is major. You can see and we learned that from you, I think, not to speak out of turn, but the Shark branding,
That's right. The sticker.
like massive, dude. And now we see the FM stickers everywhere. They're floating in the chat all the time because Adam gave them out. People get real emotional about these stickers.
Speaking of which, here you go. For
He
your
brought
car.
FM stickers for you guys.
Oh, hell yeah.
Look at that. The FM fangs.
Dean, I want this on the Lambo.
Dean has a Lambo?
He has a Lambo.
Love that. Love that for you, Dean.
Allegedly.
Is it twin turbo?
It will be.
It better be.
Let's call it a Hefner
We also got you guys the first edition hats.
Look at these.
Brought gifts.
They'll never get made again.
These are
Hell
prime.
yeah.
Really?
Everybody got a hat.
Look at that. I'll pass it down.
Thanks. So yeah, you take answer your
one.
question.
Take one, Omar.
Yeah,
Pass
has it
down.
grown?
It's grown. It's grown exponentially.
Look at that.
I don't think it's going to slow down anytime soon because we're pushing. We're pushing on Instagram. I'm probably going to have.
We're going to
get
give one
on
to the video man.
Twitter.
too. He has a nice
because
beard.
Just like you, I know
does.
things
Look at that
get
beard.
throttled on Instagram big time.
They do.
And so
I've been trying to migrate him to X to join Elon's dark side.
It's the reach is hard.
I'm sure it is.
it's hard, and
It's a mess.
especially because my name has the word gun in it.
Oh yeah, that's no good.
It really gets throttled, but we're still getting it out there because again, there's a demand for it, and
People are
a
finding it.
lot of it is just pushing it out, like to keeping content in front of people, keeping them entertained.
Yeah.
Hey, that
That's
looks good.
That looks good on you.
I like that.
So
Is the Lambo convertible?
it's growing. You have more shooters coming.
New faces almost every time.
And people come fuck up, and they come back.
Some don't.
Some don't.
Some don't.
There's a lot of hubris involved in firearms, as you guys know. Working in a shop and then being in this community, there's a lot of hubris involved in owning these. There's a lot of measurement. We are an egoless operation. That's not what we do. But a guy rolls in with a SIG spear, the Ultra Gats, right?
Yeah.
And his staccato gets a little dirty and he can't hit anything. We either see that guy again or we don't, It's the guy that has the Polymer 80 and the AR that he built himself on the weekends with the scratch parts and the 1-8 that he got on sale. That guy we're going to see again. That guy's coming back.
They get the hook.
Yeah.
Like,
just get
they're
in
like,
there.
oh, now I get it.
They're like, I can actually use this for
But a
something
lot of the
more
Gucci
than
guys, they don't come back.
stagnant shooting and just standing still at a main line and shooting it omnidirectional.
They don't want to scratch their guns.
It's boring.
I like to scratch my gun.
But we see people at the main line all the time that they'll have $14,000-$15,000 worth of pristine firearms.
Beautiful.
And we're like, you're
Amazing.
33. Why are you not competing? And there's a lot of fear behind it.
Like, I
don't
already
have
know
a
what I'm doing.
shotgun. I don't have. There's always an excuse behind it.
I
And
can't.
We
'cause I
we
have
tell
a drug
people,
habit.
just jump in. Just get in there.
Just join.
Yeah.
Just try it.
My only thing is it's on a Saturday, which is hard for me. But trust me, I'm almost there. Like I'm almost there to the point where I'm like, yeah, man.
Just come
I
to
might
one.
have to put my events around your events.
Here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to come out on a Saturday and shoot one stage. Then you can come back to work. Show up. I won't charge you.
Ooh.
You'll shoot a stage. You'll get a nice taste. And then you'll never not think about
It
it.
sounds like a dope dealer, dude.
Yeah,
Kind of
I
is.
am. I'm a dopamine
Just
dealer.
try it.
He's a dopamine dealer.
That's really
Like, what would you bring? You got all these walls full of gang. Like, what do we got here?
What would you bring?
What are we going to pull?
Oh, I'd bring I don't know. Depends on what the stage is. Like I'd bring my staccato and I'd want to shoot.
That makes sense.
I'd want to shoot. That's the thing I'm best with.
How about the AR? What AR are you picking?
I
Wall
would
full of good.
I've got a sugar weasel thing that I kind of made.
I
didn't
that
really
was
make it.
pretty
My
cool.
gunsmith Nate made it.
I love having a gunsmith
Nathan.
named Nate.
I love Nathan.
I mean, the one thing I do have is I've got a gunsmith. The fucking best.
He's amazing.
I work 85 hours a week, but fuck, if I need something done, Nate, please, would you do this for me?
I think, is he
Is
still
he
single?
listening?
And he's always got a smile.
Is he single, Nate?
I don't think you're allowed to talk about that.
Okay. I was just going to say, ladies, if you're looking for a
No,
solid-
no, he's yeah. He
Okay,
doesn't.
great.
But yeah,
Men?
Man, I don't care what he wants.
Whatever.
As long as they're both happy. As long as they both finish.
How about you, Omar? What are you bringing?
What I've got: this Glock, my AR, and the 1301 that's hopefully on.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
1301.
Nice.
Hopefully.
yeah.
Get some snap caps.
He's the kind of guy that comes back.
Practice.
Beretta gave Omar a 1301.
Oh, I love that
Wow.
for you.
You got to remember, this is the first year I'm legally allowed to buy firearms. I'm slowly building. I
No, I
don't
get
have
it.
a lot to choose from.
I bought a Glock 22, so
You're
way ahead of me.
ahead of me. I had that double defense over there when I was 21.
Yeah.
So let's.
it was like twin Glock 40s. That was me, with the afro and everything.
Good, man.
Yes. No, it wasn't good.
We appreciate you guys coming.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
The one last question: like, do you think Kamala's hot?
No.
What?
Like, so we're gonna wrap it up. We want to thank Florida Multigun for coming to our podcast. I'm gonna probably try to get them to come back again. I immediately knew in the first couple minutes, I'm like, fuck, these guys are 10 episodes deep. They're good.
Real good.
You guys are real good at this, and we'd love to have you back and talk more about it.
I'm not coming back until you shoot a match.
Yeah, I
I'll
want to
do
shoot
it,
with
dude.
Omar.
I
I want to shoot with the whole team
yeah, we're down
on the director squad.
this
baby.
close.
Hell yeah.
I need the money.
Money's not a problem. But like, we're gonna call it, and we want to thank Florida Multigun for coming. If you are watching this, please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Tell your friends about our podcast. Look for us on other social media channels, like we're on X, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook under another name because our original Facebook account got nuked. SET Customs and Laser, or Laser and Customs, or something like that. And look up for the other podcast, episode 15, which we're shooting pretty soon. I just want to thank you guys so much.
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Thank you for having us
We appreciate it.
I had
Thank
no
you, guys.
idea.
Thank you.
I had no
Appreciate
idea it was a drug and a religion.
all day.
It's a drug and a religion.
It's a drug and a religion.
Yeah.
Sounds
It's good for you.
Sounds right up my alley.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Good seeing you.
We'll see you again.
Goodbye, America.
Peace.